Hello everyone and welcome to today's TV4Education training. My name's Abby and I'll be walking you through TV4Education today. Today we'll be looking at how to search through TV4Education, the different categories that you can look through, how to save items to your My Items and School collection, and how to share those items with your students, as well as how to make requests and contact our TV4Education team. If you have any questions throughout the session, feel free to pop them in the chat to my right and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. So I'll share my screen with you and we start out here on the TV4Education homepage. So the first thing I'll do is go through all these different categories with you and what they mean and what they are. So the very top one is recently added, which is obviously the most recent content that's been added to TV4Education. This is content that has been both requested by teachers from schools all around the country, as well as content that's been added by our TV4Education research team based on the Australian curriculum. So you can scroll through as so, or you can click view all and view all the content that's been recently added, and you can scroll down as far as you'd like. So one thing to note is all of these programs with the CC here means that they are programs that have been recorded with captions. Anything without means that it hasn't been recorded with captions. So if you want to view the program, if you see this Australian story, you click on it, it will automatically play for you. It will come up with some extra information, like what kind of subjects that it covers, as well as the upload date and so forth, and its runtime. It will automatically play for you. You can scroll through, and if it's something that you think would be beneficial to your students, you can go up here to this star icon up here and you will add it to your items, and then a little pop-up will come up to say that the resource has been added to your items. You just click OK. So all these items that I'm saving as I go along, I'll show you how to access these later on. So the next categories we have is Learning Tube here. So Learning Tube is curated educational videos that have been curated by our TV4Education research team. They're short videos that are based on the Australian curriculum. So anything that you'll find in here will be guaranteed to be educational content, and they'll be, say, short, maybe 10 to 30 minute videos. So you can scroll through and to see if there's anything relevant to you in here. So you can click on BTN Media Literacy. You're an English teacher, so you think that might be interesting, and you can star it and add it to your items, just as we did before. Then the next two categories we have down here is movies and documentaries. Let me just scroll up. I've scrolled a bit too far. So these are categories simply because they're the most commonly requested type of content on TV4Education over any other kind of content that airs on TV, such as news programs, TV shows, etc. So all of the documentaries that have been recently added to TV4Education will appear here, and all of the movies that have recently been added to TV4Education will appear here as well. So just as before, you can scroll through, you can click view all if you want to see more of the recently added movies or documentaries that have been added. And then you can, as before, click on them, add them to your items as you wish. So you see this movie Breath, which is based on a Tim Winton novel. Let's say you're an English teacher and you have hard of hearing students. It has closed captions, so you think that would be relevant. So just as I did just there, press the star and it will add it to your items automatically. And then the last two video categories we have is Curated YouTube and YouTube. So the difference between these two is that YouTube here is you can search for anything that is currently available on YouTube, whereas Curated YouTube is educational content that has been curated by our TV4Education team. So everything on here will be educational, so there won't be any sort of inappropriate or irrelevant content there for you. So something like the yellow wallpaper, again, would be a great resource for English teachers. So let's say you've seen the yellow wallpaper, which is a crash course literature video, which is a series that's available on YouTube, and you want to see what other videos they have. You can go click YouTube up here and you can search through all of Curated YouTube and YouTube. So you can type crash course literature, and it will come up with all of the crash course literature videos that are currently available on both Curated YouTube and just regular YouTube. So adding a YouTube video to your items is the exact same as adding just a regular TV4Education video to your items. So say you want The Handmaid's Tale, again it automatically plays. All of the YouTube content that plays through TV4Education plays from a blank screen, so there won't be any full screen ads that play before and during the videos, and there won't be any, your students won't be able to see any comments either if you're playing it to them in class or if you want them to watch it over the weekend at home. These ads and comments can be distracting if you're trying to have your students take a test on the video, or they might be inappropriate content that you don't want your students to see. So it automatically plays just as any TV4Education video does. If you click on the eye up here, you'll be able to see the description, the upload date, and just some extra information. So you can toggle the closed captions on and off here. You can go to the settings button. You can change the playback speed if you want. You can change the quality of the video, the annotations, which would be links to other videos and so on, as much as you want there. So yeah, it's the exact same as TV4Education. You just press the star and it will automatically add it to your items. Now, the next thing I want to show you is lessons. So lessons are, there's three kinds of lessons that we have on TV4Education. The ones with the sort of green covers here, you can see up here, are video lessons. So those are lessons that are comprised of around about five TV4Education videos, sometimes YouTube videos as well, along with questions to go along with those videos. So there'll be, say, 5 to 10 questions maybe that are relevant to the videos. These questions can range from yes and no questions to multiple choice questions or missing word questions. So if you're, let's say this is To Kill a Mockingbird, if your students are watching one of the videos from this and there's a mention about what a certain character symbolizes in the novel, if your students are paying attention to that video, and there's a multiple choice question asking what Atticus Finch represents in the novel with 4 different multiple choice answers, if they're paying attention to the video, they'll be able to go straight to that question and tick the right answer. Another kind of video, smart lesson that we have on TV4Education is study guides. So I'll type one in that I know that we have. So the ones with the purple covers are study guides. So these comprise of the actual Atom study guide itself from the Australian curriculum, as well as the TV show, film, documentary that study guide is based around. So you can click here, you can see the extra information and the title and the upload date and so forth. So yeah, these will contain the video itself for you to play to your students, as well as a PDF which you can download and show to your students as well. So the lessons, it's the exact same as everything else. You can just click add to my library and it will automatically add it to your my items, which I'll show you again later. So another kind of resource that we have are resource lists. So these blue smart lessons here, the smart lessons with the blue covers, are resource lists. So these comprise of all different kinds of resources on a specific subject that you can use to teach or show your students. So these contain TV4Education videos, YouTube videos, PDF files, links to articles, maybe study guides, things like that. So just all different kinds of content that you can either use yourself as a teacher or maybe share with your students if they're studying a particular topic. So this suffragettes lesson here will be all about the suffragette movement. So all of the videos and articles, PDF files, etc. will be related to the suffragette movement. The very last tab that I have to show you is interests. So if you click interests here, this pop-up will come up. Now, if you're new to TV4Education, this pop-up will pop up just right as you log in. So this will always pop up if you haven't registered your interest areas with us. So you can see all the interest areas here, both the audience, so primary, secondary, etc., and also the subjects. So let's say that you're an English teacher. So you've got science and technologies ticked here, so obviously that wouldn't be relevant to you. So you just untick those like that, and then you can just click English if you want. And then also you think arts might be relevant to you. You're a secondary teacher, so you have the secondary content highlighted. There's no need to save anything. It will automatically save as you click on and off. And once you've selected your interest areas, you can just press close. So once you've done that, now when you log into TV4Education, that pop-up will no longer come up. You'll just go straight to TV4Education. If at any point you've changed your mind, you think that the interest areas that you selected aren't right for you, there's no issue with that. You can just click interests over here and then toggle them on and off as you would like. Let's say you think you want some HAS content as well. You can just click HAS, and you can do that as many times as you would like. So those are the interest areas, and they will make sure that the content that will sort of curate the TV4Education content towards what you've selected in your interest areas. So in that case, it will show you secondary content that's relevant to English, arts, as well as humanities and social sciences. So we've gone through all of these tabs on the homepage of TV4Education and what they do. If anyone has any questions regarding these categories, feel free to pop them in the chat box to my right, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. So now that we've gone through all of that, I saved a lot of items as I was scrolling through TV4Education. So I'll show you now where to find those items. So you just go up here to My Items, and when you click on that, you can see all of the items that you've saved to your collection. So here we've got the study guide we saved before. You click on that and it goes straight to the study guide PDF here. If you click on a video, let's say you want to show breath to your students, it will automatically play. And you can make it full screen and then obviously mute, unmute as you like. And so that's the same for YouTube as well, and any of the content that you've saved to your My Items. Now let's say you want to share this content with your students. So let's say your students have been reading Breath by Tim Winton and you want them to watch the movie, but you don't want to show it to them in class. You want them to watch it over the weekend maybe, or maybe in their study periods. What you can do is right under the star button here, which we were using to save to our items before, you can go to this button here, which is the share button. So you've got two categories up here for you to choose. Let's say you're teaching this to Year 10 English students. The class grade that you would pick would be Year 10s. Now let's say you also are using this as a resource for your Year 11 and 12 VCE students, maybe to reference back as an extra resource in their English exams. Make sure you click Year 10. If you click, say, Year 11 or Year 12, it will only show it to that class grade and above. So your Year 10 students, if you clicked Year 11, let's say, wouldn't be able to see it. Whereas if you click Year 10, it will show it to the Year 10s, 11s, and 12s. Then you have the link expiry. So let's say it's a Friday and you want your students to watch this over the weekend before they take their first outcome on the novel where they have to write an essay. So you want them to watch it over the weekend. Monday is the 31st, so you can click the 31st as the expiry link for that particular video where your students can view it, so that they can't watch it after they've already written their essay or if they just haven't done their homework. So this will automatically provide you with a share link to give to your students, as well as an embed code to embed into your school's learning management system if you want to do that. And it also gives you a QR code if you would like to share it that way as well. So up here we have My School Collection. So the difference between My Items and the school collection is that My Items is all of the items that you have personally saved, whereas the school collection is all of the content that all the teachers and staff at your school have saved. So if you just want to see what content the other teachers at your school, let's say the other English teachers at your school are teaching, you can scroll through here and you can have a look at that as well. So that was the My Items and My School Collection, as well as how to share the content that you've saved to your My Items to your students. And it looks like we don't have any questions on those particular topics, so we can move on to our next section, which is how to make requests with our TV4Education team. Now, before you make any requests, make sure to have a look through TV4Education first. Make sure that we don't already have the content that you're requesting, because if we already do, you can get that automatically. You can do a quick search, find it, and then save it to your My Items and share it with your students or play it to your classroom right then and there. Whereas if you request with us, you'll have to wait for us to get the request and then respond to you, which is usually about 48 hours. So if you search yourself, you won't have to wait for 48 hours. You'll have the content immediately. So even things that you think that we wouldn't have, that you think no other teachers would request this isn't traditionally seen as educational, always have a look, because there's a lot of teachers that request the same content from us. There's a lot of teachers teaching the same things from the curriculum and using a lot of the same content. So something like, let's say, the Brady Bunch, you wouldn't automatically think educational. But let's say media teachers quite often in the curriculum use sitcoms, where there's something in the curriculum where students analyse sitcoms from a specific era and how those sitcoms sort of portray that era and how that era influenced that specific sitcom and the themes and the characters and so on. So if you look up the Brady Bunch, you'll be able to see all the episodes that we have. You can say, oh, this is the episode that I want, and you can immediately add it to your items and then share it with your students with this button here, and you don't have to worry about us getting back to you. So always make sure to have a look. Now, if you have had a look through TV4Education, you've searched through and you can't find the content that you want, or let's say it's content that's brand new and it's just airing, it's never aired before, then you can request it with us. So go up to this little bar here and then go down to Mailbox. So make sure you click TV4Ed requests. If you create a ticket here, it will create a support ticket instead of an actual request for TV4Education. So click TV4Ed requests and you can see all the requests that you've submitted here, and with the little status to say what current status that it's in. So these ones here are completed, which means you've got the video. You can see here the video has been provided and you can play or add it to your items from there. And if it says something like this, so named, that means that the program has been edited and it's currently uploading to TV4Education for you. If it says scheduled, it means we've scheduled the recording. If it says assigned, it means it's been assigned to one of our TV4Education team and it should be to you within 48 hours. If it's new, it means we've just got the request and it hasn't yet been scheduled or assigned. And if at any point you want to say anything about any of your requests, you can just click on the request and you can type down in this bar here to let us know anything that you need to, and press the little paper plane and that will send us a message. And also you'll get all the automated messages. So when you first submit, you'll get this to say that your request has gone through. You'll get obviously the automated message to say that your program's available. You'll get the messages to say when it's been scheduled, when it's been edited, and so on and so forth. So this message here is telling you that it's been assigned and it will be ready within the next 48 hours. So you want to make a new request. You just go up here to make a request, click that one there, and you've got 3 options here. So you've got free-to-air requests for free-to-air programs, premium channels is for Foxtail programs, and then topic requests are if you're not after a specific program, but a specific kind of video. So let's say you're teaching multiplications with 3 digits, you can specifically request videos on that topic. So you want to make a free-to-air request, you click free-to-air, and it will come up with all the different channels that you can request from. If by any chance you don't see the channel that you want to request from, don't stress too much. Just click a similar channel and request it through that channel. We always double check the times, the channels, the program names and everything, so we'll make sure we get the correct channel for you. So with free-to-air requests, we keep all of our free-to-air files from the last 90 days. So if a program, you don't have to request these in advance. If the program has aired within the last 3 months, we can still get it to you. If it has aired before the time of 3 months, you can still request it with us, but just know to be guaranteed the program, it has to be within the last 3 months or in the future, obviously. If it is before the 3-month time limit, we'll still try our best to get it to you. So let's say you want an episode of 4 Corners. You would click ABC because 4 Corners airs on ABC. And then you need to fill out all of these details here. If you've got the TV guide in front of you, you can fill them all in. If you don't have access to a TV guide for whatever reason, don't stress too much. Let's say you don't know the specific season and episode numbers, don't stress too much. We make sure to add all that in for you if you don't have access to it originally. But if you do have access to all that information, make sure to pop it all in. It makes it much easier for us. So program title, obviously you would put 4 Corners, season 2021 currently. I don't have a TV guide in front of me, but let's guess they're up to episode 15. And then in the start date, you would click Monday because 4 Corners airs on Mondays, so the 31st here. So everything with this little red star, by the way, is content that you have to fill out. So like with the series, you don't have to if you don't know, and then it's not relevant for a lot of programs like films. But the duration, the start time, and the start date, you do have to fill out. So 4 Corners usually airs around 8:30. So if you're requesting something in the PM, please know that this is 24-hour time. So if you wanted something from 8 PM, you would click 20. If you clicked 8, it would schedule it on our end for 8 AM. If you did do that, don't stress. As I said, we always double check and we'll just automatically change the time for you. And you can always let us know through that little chat window that I showed you before. So click 20 and then it airs at 8:30, so you click 30. And then in the duration, you would put 60 minutes or however long the specific program you're after goes for. And then this little box here is whether you want the program recorded with closed captions or not. So say if you have hard of hearing students or students where English is their second language, or if you just want closed captions because it improves literacy, you can click that box there and we'll get it to you with closed captions. Not everything on free-to-air and Foxtail has closed captions, but the vast majority of it does. So the vast majority of programs, we won't have an issue. We'll make sure it's recorded with captions for you. If it isn't available with captions, we'll always let you know and we'll add it to our recording list so that when captions do become available for that specific program, we'll be able to record it and get it to you with captions. But as I said, the vast majority of things on free-to-air and Foxtail now have captions, so don't worry about it too much. So once you've filled all that information out, you just click submit and it will make a new request for you. So it will come up at the top here and it will have all the information that you've submitted. So let's say you've realized something's wrong and you just want to let us know that, you can type it down here and press the little paper plane button if you want to. Let's say actually it's 40 minutes long. You can let us know that if you want, and then we'll get a notification letting us know that you've sent us a message in relation to that request. So that was free-to-air requests. If you have any questions about free-to-air requests specifically, let me know. And I'll move on to the premium channels in the meantime. So this is if you're requesting something from any of the Foxtail channels. You would click premium. I've gone a bit too far there. Let's press back. So if you do at any point do what I just did, which click on the wrong channel, let's say, you can just click back and it'll take you straight back to the channel guide. Excuse me. So let's say these are all the Foxtail channels that you can request from. If you happen to not see a specific channel, don't stress. As I said before, just click a similar channel and just let us know if you can. We always double check, so we always make sure to get the right content to you. So let's say you want to request something from the movies channel. Let's say there's something premiering on Foxtail currently. You can click Premiere Movies, which is where all the new movies would typically play on Foxtail. So let's say there's a current movie currently airing called Spontaneous. That is on the Premiere channel because it's the first time it's airing on Foxtail. You put the title in just as you would before with the free-to-air requests. Season and episode date, obviously it's a film, so they aren't relevant. Let's say it's airing on the 27th. And one thing to know with Foxtail requests is that we do require a 48-hour notice. So if you want to be guaranteed a program from Foxtail, make sure to request it with us 48 hours before it airs. If you are under that limit, don't stress. We'll still do our best to get it to you. But just know to be guaranteed to get the program, 48-hour notice is required. So it's airing on Thursday, so you click the 27th, and then you can click, say it's airing at 10:15 a.m. And the duration, it goes for 120 minutes. And then the closed caption box, you can tick or not tick. Let's say you don't need this program with captions, you don't tick it, and you just click submit. So it's just like the free-to-air requests, it's just different channels that you're selecting from. So you click submit. Now because I've not done it within the 48-hour time frame, it sends me a little message just letting me know that I've not done it within the 48 hours. If you get this message, as I said, don't stress. We still do our best to get it to you, and a lot of the content on Foxtail airs multiple times. So it shouldn't be too much of a worry, but again, just to be guaranteed the program, make sure it's within the 48-hour time frame that we require. So those were the Foxtail requests. And the very last request that we have is a topic request. So let's say you don't need a specific documentary or a specific film or a specific TV series. You're just an English teacher that's currently teaching To Kill a Mockingbird, let's say. You would click topic request and you just want us to recommend you some videos based on To Kill a Mockingbird. So in the target age group, you can put either the student's age or the year level that they're currently in. So let's say we'll put year 10. And then in the curriculum code, you don't have to put this in, but let's say you have the curriculum up with you. You can copy and paste the curriculum code from the Australian curriculum in this box here, and that will just give us a bit more information as specific content to look for. But if you don't have the code, or if you're not sort of working specifically off the curriculum, you don't need to worry about this. And then in the subject, you would put English if it's for English students. And then in lesson aims, you can say To Kill a Mockingbird essay, let's say. And then in the additional information, you can put as much extra information as you want. You can be as detailed as you want in there. So let's say you're looking for character analysis videos. And let's say you want YouTube content instead of TV4Ed content, because you've already had a look through TV4Ed. And then you can say specifically on Atticus Finch, if that is the character that your students are currently studying. So you can be as detailed as you want in there, and then you can click submit. And it will come up again for you. And then once it's been assigned to one of our TV4Education research team, you'll get a pop-up just to say that it's been assigned, and we should have some videos to you in about 48 hours. If you think of anything extra afterwards that you want to add, let's say you also have remembered a specific documentary that you might want to show that you haven't seen on TV4Ed, you can write it in there, or you can say that you've had a look through YouTube and you'd actually prefer some TV4Ed videos. You can just say TV4Ed videos as well, and then you can say also videos about the author and the book's impact. So you can be as detailed as you want in here, and you can add, if you think of anything later, you can just send us a message to let us know you want some different kind of content or just some more content than what you've requested. So that's how to do a traditional topic request. The other way that you can use topic request is if there's a program that is not currently airing on free-to-air or Foxtail, and it hasn't aired on free-to-air, let's say in the last 3 months. Maybe it's an older program, maybe it's from the early 2000s, so it's not airing as far as you can see on free-to-air or Foxtail, and you don't think it's aired in the last 90 days. So you can't really choose from here because it's not on the TV guide anywhere, so you can go topic request for that. Make sure you only do that for that specific circumstance. If it is something airing on free-to-air or Foxtail, or that has previously aired on free-to-air within the last 3 months, make sure you request it through the proper types of requests. This makes it easier for us, and it means that you get the programs quicker than if you put the requests in incorrectly. So make sure you do it, you know which categories you're selecting from, and that you're selecting the right categories for your specific request. So if it is something, let's say it's a series called The Human Body from, let's say, the 90s or something, you can put that in there. You can put the subject in, it's for HPE. And then again, you can be as detailed as you want in here. You can say it was made by the BBC maybe. You can say how many episodes there are if it's a series. You can say the length. You can be as detailed as you want and then submit it that way. Again, reiterating, this is only for that kind of content where you can't see it airing anywhere and can't see that it has previously recently. But you still want to see if there's any chance we can get it for you. You can request it this way and we'll do our best to get it to you. If it is something that we can't currently get, we'll let you know that, and we'll also let you know that we've added it to our recording list. So let's say this series hasn't aired recently, so we can't get it for you right now, but we will always add it to our recording list. So if in the future, let's say in 3 months' time, it actually is airing on Foxtel, we can record that program to you, for you, and get it to you. So if we can't get the content to you right now, we will always make a note of it and get it to you if it does become available in the future. So like with all the other ones, just click submit, and then we'll let you know all that information. You'll get a message from one of our team saying we can't currently source this, but we have added it to our recording list, and then you can also reply to that message as well if you want to. So those are the 3 different types of requests that you can put in with our team: the free-to-air, the Foxtail, which are relatively similar, just different time frames that you can request and different channels, and then also the topic request, which is for specific topics or maybe specific videos that you can't request any other way. So if you have any questions for me about those specific categories of how to request or how to get in contact with us, please let me know, and I'll make sure to answer those before I log off. And if you have any questions about any of the other content that I've gone through, whether that be sharing items, saving items, how to search, let me know, and I'll get to them. So that is our TV4Education training for today. So today we've gone through how to search the different categories on TV4Education, such as YouTube and lessons and documentaries and so forth, and how to save all of that, how to search through all of it, and how to share it with your students. We've also gone through how to get in contact with us by requesting free-to-air, Foxtel, and topic requests with us, and how to communicate through those requests. So it doesn't look like anyone has any questions for me right now. So I'll log off of this session right now. So it's been a pleasure speaking with you all, and I hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you in the next TV4Education training.